Welcome back for another update here at do a little detail work for the farm. Going to put the GHQ tractor together and detail that out. Show you what's involved in that, and then also it was brought up about the cattle need a watering trough. So problem is N scale. This is where a 3D printer would come in perfect, but I do not have access to that. So got to come up with an idea on how to do that, and think I've got one. So let's go build a water trough. A lot of the watering troughs seem to be about 5 to 6 feet long and 2 feet wide, about 2 feet high. So started out with some 1/8 inch styrene round. It can be solid or tubing, and I cut 3 pieces, 1.5 inches, 2 inches long. Just we need it for a form. I glued those 3 pieces together, and that will give me about the size I need when I wrap. I'm going to use some wire to wrap around that. Looked in the old junk box, and I had this is a solid core, and this is about 28 gauge, and I'm going to take one of these, and we're going to use that to wrap around the form here and see if we can come up with a nice oval shape. Okay, I have my piece of wire here, and we're just going to take that and wrap it as tight as we can around this. Once you find you get about a wrap on there, you can really kind of pull it tight, and put this all you need for 2 feet is probably about 4 or 5 turns. I found put a couple extra ones. What we're going to wind up doing is putting some CA glue on this, and then we'll come back and cut it and trim it. So here we are. We kind of have that, and we'll pull that good and tight. Then we can come back with some CA glue and kind of hold everything together, and then hopefully this is going to be able to slide off the form. I already did one. I used the liquid quick setting, and it actually seeped through and got onto the styrene. I found that the gel will work a lot better. Okay, now that I have that wrapped, I'm going to take some gel CA, and we'll I find taking a toothpick, take some of the gel, and then we'll just kind of spread it on there. And this may take just a little bit. We have to let that sit up, and then I'll do the other side, and then we'll try and slip it off. With a little bit of work, pushing with the finger and a flat tip screwdriver, whatever, we finally got this to come off. And once we get that back off, we'll take a little bit of gel and put it on the inside just to make sure that it keeps its form. Okay, here's the wire after I slipped it off, and we trimmed that down. I have a very small pair of diagonal cutters that I could go in and just kind of cut this wire here. It's hard to see. I actually cut at an angle, but now we're going to make a bottom for it, and I have a little bit of putty. I'm going to put a little putty around the outside and a little light sanding, and then we'll paint it a galvanized color. I took some of Squadron products, their white putty, fast drying, and used a thin coat of that and spread it on the outside. I will sand that down. I'm not that much worried about the inside, but I'll lightly sand that off, And then I also, in what my tractor came in, I used the cardboard from that to, it had kind of a light blue cast to it. I thought that might simulate maybe some water in the trough, so I cut that out. I'll put that on after I get a coat or two of paint on that. We'll glue that on the bottom. Here I've glued the bottom piece of cardboard on for the bottom of the trough and applied a little bit more body filler. It's going to take one or two applications to get that filled in, a little bit of light sanding, and hopefully we'll have a water trough. I've been mixing up some magic water here, and been doing it for 5 minutes. I'm going to let it sit here for a little bit and mix it a little bit more, and then my hopes is to be able to just drip, make it about half full on each one of these troughs. I picked up the tractor for my farm area. This is made by GHQ N scale, and this is the IH, could be high, Super M-TM farm tractor. Okay, the parts inside, fairly nice instructions here. The parts, they are pewter. The main body of the tractor, front wheels, rear wheels, some stuff to put on. I know there's a steering wheel. We have a little rod here. Let me get a little closer picture of this. Got your steering wheel and some parts. Suggest washing everything up first, cleaning the parts, getting all the flashing off, the X-Acto knife, jeweler's files, and CA glue or epoxy glue to install the parts. So we will do that. They recommend in their instructions to put it all together and then do the paint work. I will probably do most of the paint work prior to assembly and then assemble it. I have cleaned the flashing off of these parts, and I've gone ahead and painted the wheels and the main body of the tractor. I'm using a caboose red, and then I came back with a the red oxide flat, but I cut it about 50-50 with water and brushed it on, give it kind of a wash. I didn't want it to look a bright red, but I wanted to look like some of the red is gone. Here are the front wheels, and they actually give you 2 sets of these. They give you a couple extra parts in it just in case I guess you mess up, but here's the front wheels here, and then the rear wheels over here. We've gone ahead and painted those up. So I want to get these installed in the tractor and then start adding the steering wheel and brake assembly items like that. Got the wheels mounted on the tractor. I used CA gel to get this on, and now that I've got the wheels mounted, I can come back and I can touch the outer part of the tires up and get those blackened out. We just have to put the steering column in and the stack steering wheel, and we'll have this one completed. The barn scene is pretty much completed. Got the tractor there with the water trough with water in it. So add a couple more trees, a bush or two, and I think we'll have this one completed. That brings this update to a close, but hopefully I've given you a few ideas and tips on doing a farm scene. If you enjoyed the video, hit the old subscribe button, the bell to be notified. But thank you very much for watching, and hopefully we'll see you back here again real soon. Have a great day.